Good morning, everyone, and welcome one and all to another SALT Project Community Open Hour for November 17th, 2022. Thank you for being here, for taking the time. I appreciate it. Whether you're watching live or watching on YouTube, it's good to have you here. Here's where you can find us. If you're looking to learn more about the SALT Project community, the largest, most loyal, and most friendliest community on earth, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on GitHub, Slack, Twitch, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and as I have neglected to point out, thank you for reminding me, Wayne, the Hacks podcast, which you can find pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts. So that's on Amazon or Google or Spotify or Apple Music, of course. Today, we're going to be doing a couple of different things. There was one late addition to this agenda, which includes Gareth Greenaway, who will be talking about Delta Proxy parallel startups. He'll be doing a demo for us, which I'm really excited about. So you picked a good day to check out SALT Project Open Hour. Getting started here, Open Hour every first and third Thursday from 10 a.m. Pacific to 11 a.m. That's 11 a.m. to noon Mountain. You can do the math from there. Our next SALT Project Community Open Hour will be on December 1st. So got Thanksgiving in between that. I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving and wish you and yours all the best. We'd also like to invite you to join a SALT Project working group. There's a bunch of them for you to choose from. Go to saltproject.io/home/working to learn more, or you can just go to the main page and look for the drop downs. Pretty simple stuff. This is a shout out to our good friend Nick Hughes. He's putting this together. I'm going to be banging this drum for a little bit. SALT Project user group meetups. I think it's a big deal, especially as we're trying to get our own virtual conference lined up again. These will be single-day events within reasonable distance from one another. They'll have speakers, recorded breakout sessions, food, networking. Go to Spugum, which sounds profane. I don't know why. That's spugm.com for more information. Nick is the guy there, and much appreciated to Nick for taking the time to put those things together. All right, well, we've got some news. This is big news. I'm very excited about this, and I want to say a huge thank you to the members of the SALT Project core team that helped put this thing together. It was a pretty big effort, and I'm very grateful. We have a brand new saltproject.io. The new SALT Project is live, and it comes equipped with all kinds of new improved features. A little backstory here, the SALT core team, as well as Tom Hatch, in talking with them, have felt that they've never quite had a SALT Project website that they feel delivers on what the community needs, both to new users and veteran users of SALT. I think we're getting closer to that. It is a work in progress. Just so you know, we will be tweaking and improving and changing some things. But the goal here is to give you easier access to GitHub and, of course, the SALT Project community calendar so that you can find your working groups easier, and so you can just do things within the community easier. Also, it's easier for new community members to get started. So if you're watching this via YouTube right now and you're perhaps thinking about getting into the SALT Project community using SALT, powerful platform to be using, it's now easier to get started. So I would recommend going to saltproject.io and just taking a look, download it, play around, see what you think. There's also going to be a heavier focus on multimedia for instruction and information. So the community open hour, for example, is going to be right on the main page. The whole goal here is to just make it easier for you. Make everything SALT easier and quicker. So again, go check it out. We're pretty excited about it. The SALT Project.io also comes with the new Salty store. It's a brand new e-store that's online. All new swag, all new merch, everything, all the old stuff has been removed. It's all new goodies for you. We're excited about this for a couple of reasons. Number one, the markup is next to nothing. Very inexpensive for you to get your SALT swag. And also, we're going to be throwing out prizes here in Open Hour. We're going to be awarding prizes through the SALT store for amazing feats of skill, like handling complicated pull requests and helping us out in a variety of different ways. And we'll talk more about that in future Open Hours. So if you would like to access the new Salty store, the SALT Project store, again, it's in the drop down. Super easy. I can even go back here and show you. You can see it right there, and it'll take you right into the new Salty store. Okay, before we go any further, let's send it over to Thomas Phipps for his usual check-in with community forums.
Hey, basically had a user have an issue with EOF argument rules, basically trying to limit state that apply to a single word so that they can only apply one particular state. They had just put the word in, but they didn't actually put in anything like dollar signs or carrots to limit it to just that word, and they were wondering why it was matching that word dot anything. So basically informed them, yeah, here are the rules of this. And the first rule is arguments are parsed as regex, which means you need that dollar sign to signify the end of the word. Otherwise, just having the word there, it's going to match anything that has that word in it. So if you have like example dot delete, example dot accept, and you're just putting accept in there or example in there, both of those will be fully accepted because they have example. Just standard regex stuff. And I wanted to use this one to also explain the rest of the rules as well, which is if arguments are specified, they're going to be matched. So if you have like 10 arguments listed, you need 10 arguments in the command in order to actually get the command through. If an argument is, I worded that funny, but the next one is if you don't specify an argument at the end, so say the command has 12 arguments, but you only specify 10, you have to have those first 10, but anything after that is accepted because you're telling it, hey, I'm fine. And the last rule is if you need something in the middle, like say you have like 10 arguments, but the third one can be anything. For that third argument, just use dot star to say, yes, this argument is there, but it could be anything. So pretty basic rules, but always run into a lot of trouble with people understanding the order of these things. So I just thought I'd get it out there, kind of explain what's going on.
All right, good stuff. Anything else, Thomas?
No, that's about it.
All right, very good. Thank you, by the way, to Thomas Phipps, every single open hour delivering something informative, and I'm grateful for it from the community forum. So thanks, man. Much appreciated. All right, so next up, look at this beautiful slide. That's because he's going to be sharing, no doubt. We're very excited about this. Gareth Greenaway is going to be doing a demo on something. Gareth, is this new? This is new, right? This just happened?
This is a feature that will be going into the 3006 release, but the Delta proxy has been in since 2004, I believe, maybe 2003. And prior to that, it was an enterprise only feature or add-on. But we open sourced it in one of those releases that I mentioned.
Excellent.
But
okay.
This is a new feature or a new change to a feature that's going into 3006.
Awesome. Okay, well, fantastic. I'm going to stop sharing so you can do this. Gareth is going to give us a demo on Delta proxy parallel startups. Sorry, it's a mouthful. It's all yours.
Oop, that's the wrong one. Okay. Share my screen. Okay. So everyone should see a terminal, right?
Yeah, we can absolutely see.
Yep. Did we lose him?
You did lose me. Zoom decided to crash.
Hi.
That's
So,
okay. I'm glad it's not just me. I
Yeah.
can actually see your screen. Oh, no, it's gone.
yeah. I just tried to share and it said I can't share while another person is sharing because it was the previous me that was sharing.
Well, okay.
So, yeah,
There we
lesson
go.
learned. Don't click on the little preview terminal that pops up when you or screen share when you share in Zoom, I guess.
If
All
it
right.
makes you feel any better, the previous share I did, it said I was sharing a completely different screen than what you guys could see. So nice job, Zoom. Way to go.
Zoom
All right,
is fantastic.
take it away. Sorry, man.
All right. So just to confirm, you all can see my terminal, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So just to give some background for anyone that joined that doesn't know, one, what Delta Proxy is, two, what proxy minions are. So proxy minions allow you to use Salt to connect to, control, work with devices that you ordinarily wouldn't run a full Salt minion on. If you're not using like the native minions that run on a lot of the devices that have like little Linux installs, but like older switches, older routers, ones that don't have the resources to run like a full-on minion. That's where where proxy minions come in. So we have quite a variety of proxy minions. Some that work over SSH, some that use APIs. So we have ones that like can work with like queue lights, ones that can work with like various, as I said, switches, routers, etc. So normally how you would run like a proxy minion is you'd start up one proxy minion process service per device that you're working with. So if you had 10 devices, you would configure 10 different proxy minions, start them all up, run them, etc. As you can imagine, like if you have several hundred, several thousand proxy devices that you want to work with Salt with, starting up 100 processes, 1,000 processes, that could get kind of very resource hungry really quickly. So one of our engineers, like this was a few years ago, contributor to the Salt project, now works on our enterprise team, CR Oldman, came up with the concept of the Delta proxy. So what the Delta proxy allows you to do is configure one proxy minion to work with multiple devices. So you go in and you say, you configure the proxy devices as normal via pillar. You add all the login information, the API information to a pillar file that the proxy minion will then go out and read and get its information from. But the additional step when adding in Delta proxy is you configure a second or a third or an additional proxy minion, a Delta proxy control proxy minion that has the list of all the different proxies that you want that proxy minion, that control proxy, to be in charge of. So I'm going to go and stop this one. This was me running the proxy minion previously, or the Delta proxy previously, and just show what that looks like. So here is a typical Delta proxy control proxy pillar file. So my proxy type is Delta proxy, and then here I'm just using some Jinja to loop through because I didn't want to type out, or I wanted to be able to like easily go and increase the range or decrease the range at will. So I'm just using some Jinja to loop through a range of 5 and then add in like a dummy for the proxy. So then if I look at my top file, I'm doing the same thing here. So I've got my dummy proxies. So this is just dummy proxy is just like a really simple, doesn't do anything proxy menu, doesn't connect to anything, doesn't actually really do anything, but it's really good for testing, especially with Delta proxy, because you don't actually need.
My favorite is Gareth dummy. What is that one?
That's a good, that's I was coming to that, but that's a good segue there. So actually, you know what, we'll talk about that at the end, because it's a bug that someone reported that I'm struggling to replicate and find. So just like a preview, for anyone that gets like super excited about Delta Proxy, there are some caveats. There's still some bugs, as there is in most software. But anyway, back to this. So this is my list of all the different. I mean, I don't actually have any of these devices, but this is what a top file would look like when you're configuring proxy devices. So you've got your ID and then the file where all of the information is going to be stored in. So for these dummy devices or these dummy proxies, again, I'm just using some Jinja to loop through. In this case, it's a range of 10. So this actually won't load up 10 devices when I start the Delta proxy. It just loads them up as in they're available as pillar data. So for this one, I'm just using, because it's the same information across all of them, I'm just using one single pillar file. And so that's all it is. Like other proxy minions, you'd have other information, you have username and password or API, URLs or keys or whatever. But for this one, it's just really simple. So then normally you'd start up these using like systemd or some other run level, run init scripts or whatever. But I'm just going to start up manually. I'm going to run it in info log. I'm just a little less chatty. And we can see, and this is not running with the parallel startup. We'll get to that in a second. But I just wanted everyone to see what the previous or what the current released version in like 2004 and earlier looks like when it starts up. So it's going to run through, and you can see if you can catch as the IDs go by, it's doing it very much in a serial manner. So just I think there's 5 right now, or 0 to 5, yeah, 5 total. So we'll go up to like dummy 4, but you can see as I scroll back here, there's 4. Go back a little bit. There's 3. So again, it's doing them very much in a serial manner. Each one going through. So I'll go ahead and stop this. And in 2006, within the control proxy or Delta proxy minion, there's a new option that you can add to your either in your pillar file for the specific Delta proxy, if you happen to use multiples, or in your proxy config, which would be like all global, all of them, like all the proxy minions. It's only used by Delta proxy, but if you wanted it to be across all of your Delta proxy minions, you could add it to the larger like Etsy salt config or Etsy salt proxy. So parallel startup equals true, and by default right now it's false, just because it's it's a new feature. I didn't want to make it obviously default in case something goes horribly wrong. But once that's in place now, assuming this works, and I haven't broken anything between the last time I demoed this, this will go ahead and start up the each sub proxy, the control proxy minions in a parallel fashion. So that's it there. And one of the things you can notice is, I mean, first of all, like dummy 0 is the last one in the list here, but it's noticeably faster. I mean, it's only 5 of them, so it doesn't take that long, but noticeably faster. And you can see again, like they're out of order. I did have, I thought, a logging thing in here for each one, but maybe that's gone. I guess I took that out. Yeah. But you can see like the normal calls. So like creating proxy or minion process manager. This is something it does for each of the sub proxies. So you can see there's 5 of them here as it's doing them in parallel. Same with loading fresh modules for state activity. That's something that would previously be done one at a time as it loads each one. So that is like parallel startup for proxy minions. So going back to what Shane pointed out, the dummy or the Gareth dummy proxy minion, One of the bugs that I did find, or actually someone else found, and it exists in the current iteration of the current releases, so like 3005 and earlier. If you are happen to be using a custom proxy minion with Delta proxy, for some reason, the initial startup, it loads it, or it fails to load it, but then eventually it does load it. So it's a weird one. I think it's possibly like a race condition, because it, like I said, it does eventually sync that module into the right place, and it is available, and the proxy minion does come up, but just like the initial startup for some reason is not pulling it in, and you do see an exception, and just the first time that you start up the control proxy. So I'm hoping to get that fixed for 3006.
I just thought you were being a little hard on yourself.
Usually I am. I like to just load that up and be like, it's calling me a dummy. So that's all I had. I don't know if anyone has any questions. I see Gary took himself off mute, so I'm guessing he does.
Actually, more just of a comment of how awesome this is. I mean, your demo doesn't really show it off because you're using dummy proxies, so they load so quick anyways. But for anyone who's, I'll give you an example. I had, 30 devices, and they're, old MIPS processors, and they're, they were a little bit far away. So anyone who's got any devices with slower processors where, if you were just running the regular proxy minion, it might take a couple of minutes just to finish the startup routine. That gets further compounded with Delta proxy in the old model, because you now if you had 30 of those devices, now you gotta wait 2-3 minutes for each device before the thing even finishes starting up. So if you had a lot of devices, I mean, you could potentially be waiting there an hour. So this is really, really awesome, and thank you very much, Gareth, for this.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, this is I think I said at the start, this has been, or maybe I didn't, I meant to, but I think I missed it. This is something that I know a lot of people, including you, Gary, have been asking for a while. So it is good, and I'm excited to get it into 3006. And I have no doubt that all of you will find bugs that I need to fix. So, but I'm excited about that.
And make sure you refer to those bugs as dummy or
Yep.
Gareth dummy.
Yeah,
when you find
tag
them.
me. I'll rename my GitHub name as Dummy Gareth going forward.
This is very cool. Thanks for taking the time, Gareth. We are at the Q&A section. So, if you have any questions about what sort of wizardry Gareth just did, or anything else that we've talked about, the store, the website, whatever, fire away. The time is now yours.
So I've been working with the Salt extensions package to create my own Salt extension, and it kind of needs some love. I've opened a number of pull requests, and there were a few more that were already existing. I'm wondering if someone could spend a few minutes just to go through them, and most of them are pretty simple, and I think like really easy merge. Or at least go through and comment on them, because the thing with the Salt extensions is it's meant to be it should be meant to be really easy to get people started writing Salt extensions, but it's very frustrating because doesn't pass the test on the first run, and there's some things like SDB that it just provisions wrong, and then it's really frustrating for people to use. So if someone could spend a few minutes just going through, look through the issues and the matching pull requests, I'd very much appreciate it.
All right, very good. Anything else? Anyone else?
I was just going to say real quick to Gary's comment there. Most of the work on that, at least in that repo, was done by Pedro, and I don't see him on this call, but we can pass that along to him as like just taking a look at those.
Okay. Is there anyone else? Megan, I did get your Slack. I'll be returning soon, just so you know. I'll be hitting you up on Slack.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else? Is that it? Going once, going twice. All right, Gareth, thank you again for the demo. Thomas, thank you for taking some time as well. And now let's hand it over to Wayne for the real highlight of this and every Salt Project Community Open Hour.
So, you've heard the one about lipstick and pigs, but what did the duck say when it bought some lipstick? Put it on my bill.
That may be the worst one you've done. All right, that's it. Let's.
Well, now
call
you
it a
got to
day.
tell the pigs one. I don't get that. Maybe I'm revealing my idiocy here.
Yeah, what
maybe
do
I'm
they
the
say,
dummy.
Wayne? Let's just put you on the spot. What do they say?
About lipstick and pigs?
Yeah.
Maybe. Guess you can put lipstick on a pig, but spell a pig?
All right, very good. Thanks, Wayne. Thanks everybody for coming to a Salt Project Community Open Hour. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving and safe travels if you're traveling, and we'll see you in December. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.